All right, back on ABC24 this week to talk about the special session in Nashville. Governor Bill Lee went into this with a lot riding on it because he has tried several times to get his pitch to expand the school voucher program through the legislature, but kept meeting with opposition. Really was fellow Republicans that were keeping it from getting passed, many of them in suburban districts and elsewhere who really had concerns about the way it was structured. But he threw some carrots in there. He threw a $2,000 bonus to teachers. He promised some standardized testing, which was a concern. And then it probably didn't hurt that President Trump tweeted out something saying he really was for school choice almost right before the vote was taken. So congratulations, Chris Tudor. The governor gets his school voucher program. What do you think?
I love it. I think you
it's
guys
expensive,
know.
$350 million.
It is expensive, and you guys know I would love getting into the political, philosophical arguments or the policy wonk arguments, but let's take it back. Let's take it home. The point. We, in many districts across the state, have failing systems that aren't delivering results for our school children. Since I was born, in real dollars, I think we've almost doubled per pupil K through 12 spending. But we still are not getting the results that we should demand. Now, starting in the hopefully 2025, 2026 school year, 10,000 poor families in the state, instead of being forced to send their children to a neighborhood school that may not be a good fit, that may be a failing school, instead of being imprisoned by that, they are going to be freed with this money to maybe send their kid to a local parochial school or a small, more affordable private school. It is providing options for 10,000 poor families. I think it could be transformational. I can't tell you how excited I am about it. I mean, I don't think anybody on this panel would willingly, voluntarily send their child to a school that it's in the bottom 50%.
Where are these parents who can barely afford? They're living paycheck to paycheck. Where are they going to? How is $7,000 going to make a difference? Because I haven't found a private school yet in Shelby County that's that tuition that's that low.
And my children go to public school, so I don't have as much knowledge about this. But I know that there are multiple Catholic schools where it's not that far away from that. It's definitely under 10, and they offer generous financial assistance. So I think, and also I think a market will develop for this. I think an ecosystem will develop for this to provide options for these families. I think it's a great thing. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Let me push back one more thing.
Yeah, sure.
What about the other 10,000 kids whose parents may already can afford to send their kid to private school? Now they're going to get a $7,000 check.
Yeah, so I mainly focus on the first 10,000 because that's what really honestly is most important to me. But the other 10,000, we can get into the political arguments about how the government all the time provides vouchers. They effectively are returning people's tax dollars to them. There's housing vouchers. People pay taxes. The government turns around, gives them the voucher that they use to buy a service in the private marketplace. I have no problem with that philosophically. I would prefer if the program stays income rated and is focused on helping poor families, but I understand that philosophically I don't have an issue with it.
Otis?
Well, I mean, congratulations to the governor for finally getting this after many, many years of trying, even though in the State House, I think it was only 54 out of the 70-some Republicans who voted for it, so it wasn't the slam dunk that he really wanted. I agree. If he really wanted to be altruistic here, it should have been all 20,000 with income base here and not give it to families that already are sending their kids to private schools. The only thing that I'll say on this now is that I just hope that the transparency is there so that we know how these students are faring in these private schools, because private schools don't have to comply with all of the regulations that public schools have to do in Tennessee. And I just hope that that happens.
I think that's a fair point.
I got to move on to the next topic because we're getting short on time, but the Centralized Immigration Enforcement Division was created this week, another pet project of the governor's. It ensures cooperation between state and federal immigration policies. There's $5 million, I guess, for local law enforcement training. Lawful immigrants must get a temporary license under this new program. And what I think may be the most controversial, that it will be a Class C felony for local officials to vote in favor of sanctuary city policies in Tennessee, even though in 2018 those sanctuary cities were banned by state law. So take it away. What are your thoughts?
I mean, first, that last bit will be very interesting if it holds up in court in terms of First Amendment rights. Second, it's interesting that the governor finally gets his voucher program at the same time as an immigration policy is coming through. Does the President of the United States, who maybe doesn't really care that much about vouchers, but really does care about immigration, maybe that's why he tweeted at a certain time, maybe. And then also, to the point about the votes, the President of the United States, the most powerful Republican in the world, is tweeting this, and he still doesn't have a gridlock on his party that everyone is in lockstep. And I think that is a very telling thing about how people feel about this within the Republican Party, and I'm not an expert, but that's telling to me. And it's time will tell. What does it do to suburban school districts, right? Like, that are thriving. Like, we're talking about some school districts that are failing people. Suburban districts in Shelby County are not failing their students by their measurements.
Yeah, I got about 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think those are all fair points.
Okay.
I think those are all fair points. And yeah, the tweet was interesting. I think it did move the needle. But yeah, this is a divisive issue. Vouchers are a divisive issue within the Republican Party. But as you said, Governor Lee got his legacy project. He got it here at the end. Yeah.
Very briefly, there are things in that immigration that are detestable to me, including the felony for local officials, plus there's secrecy with this new agency that's going to be handing out these grants. And speaking for somebody who sits on the Tennessee Coalition for Open Government, that is shameful that the public won't know what this agency is doing.
Okay, good points all around. Thanks all three of you for your discussion today.